Hello there, welcome to this practice, welcome to my channel. My name is Anja and I'm guiding you through a Yin Yoga session today. You can also call Yin Yoga just a slow form of stretching, if Yin Yoga is something unfamiliar to you. It's a practice where we move through only a few postures, but we stay in them for an extended amount of time so the body can soften and relax into the shapes. Ozzy is joining me today as well, I think. Make sure you're wearing something comfortable for this practice and I look forward to seeing you on the mat. So as you can see, I already made my way into our first posture. For today, we're focusing on the hips and therefore start in a posture called Supta Baddha Konasana, lying butterfly. Ozzy is very comfortable there, so I don't know if we can ever transition into any of our other postures. But anyways, we're going to start here. So come to lie down on your back. Bring your feet together, the soles of your feet, and allow your knees to open up like a butterfly shape. Hello. Your back is fully flat on the mat, the head is resting, and then lift the shoulders and bring them down and away from the ears. With your arms, you have a few options. You can stroke your pet if they're practicing with you. You can bring your arms above the head into a cactus shape or a diamond shape, and you can bring your hands alongside your body as well with the palms facing up. Just make sure that the posture you're choosing to begin with is comfortable. And then let's take a moment to close our eyes and allow ourselves to settle into this practice. So as our focus is mainly on the hips today, a practice, a hip opener yoga sequence, I would like you to right away bring your awareness to that part of your body, where the upper part of the body meets the lower part of the body, our hips, the area of the lower belly. And as always, we take a moment to just arrive on the mat, arrive in the body. And a very easy and simple way to do so is, again, to close your eyes and to allow our awareness to come back towards ourselves. So as you lie here, notice the weight of your knees just gently falling apart. The soles of your feet touching, maybe the warmth between your feet. Maybe a bit of tension around the soles of your feet if you've been standing a lot during the day, even sitting when we walk around or when we are crammed into our shoes. It's quite nice to get barefoot again. So allow the feet to rest, the knees to relax. Feel the weight of your shoulders gently pressing down towards the earth. The arms resting heavy. Allow your eyes to soften, your throat to relax, your chest to relax. And then finally the area of the belly, the area of the hips, the front of the hips, to relax as well. And then just visualize that area or feel that area of your body, the center of your body, and start to draw your breath down into the belly, the lower abdomen. As you inhale, notice that rising sensation, belly inflating towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, relax the inner thighs, relax the sacrum, and allow your hips to feel heavy. 5 more rounds. Inhale deeply down into the belly, breathe in. And exhale completely. And like I just said, if it feels nice, you can breathe in through the nose, like nice long inhale. Lightly open your mouth and exhale through the mouth. For 3 more breaths, breathing in. And breathing out to soften. Feel your body getting heavier for the last 2 rounds. Take them in your own count. Beautiful work, very, very nice. And then from here, wherever you had your arms, release them now towards either side of your legs. Bring your legs together, your knees to touch. And then take a moment to stretch your legs down, bring your arms above the head and give yourself a good, nice, long full body stretch. Press the heels away, stretch your arms away from the body and tuck your chin down to your chest. Send your gaze to your navel. One more inhale to lengthen. And with your next out breath, slowly release and bring your knees in and up towards your chest. From here, have a gentle rock from side to side. Massage the area of your low back, your sacrum. And then come back to center and drop the right foot down onto the mat. We continue with our hip openers coming into lying pigeon. So the left foot steps on top of the right thigh and the left knee can open to the side like we just done. And have a look when you place your left foot on top of the thigh that the foot is roughly in the middle of your thigh. It's hard to show from here, but you don't want to have your foot popping out. So the stretch is as intense as you can get it here, or as, I don't want to say intense, again, a comfortable stretch, but yeah, good sensation here so you're not cheating. And then choose to either have your hands on the hips now, so the knee is opening. You can also have your left hand on the knee to gently guide your knee into the hip opener. Or if you feel there is more room to go for your hips to stretch, lift your right foot, interlock your hands behind your thighs. And then from here, you can start to draw the thigh and the foot closer in toward your belly. And whichever variation you've chosen to come into, remember that in Yin Yoga, we hold the posture for an extended duration. So we want to make sure it's not too intense and the body can slowly soften into the shape. So you want to be able to relax the muscles at the same time as you experience a sensation. And then whenever we come into those postures today, we straight away remember to breathe. So from here, start to again draw the breath down into your belly, breathing in. As you exhale, feel the shoulders relax, the left knee opening. The area of the hips is an area that is closely related to the jaw in yoga. So sometimes when we hold stress or tension in the jaw, that can reflect on the hips or the other way around as well. So notice what your jaw is doing as you come into that first bigger stretch and see if you can relax the jaw muscles. So allowing the teeth to slightly move apart, your lips to slightly move apart. If you have your leg lifted, make sure that your hips are not lifting, so your low back stays flat on the mat. Last few rounds of breaths here. For a moment, if you like, if you had your leg lifted, you can extend the leg up towards the ceiling, flex the toes toward you, press through the heels, so you're inviting the hamstrings to open as well on the right thigh. One more inhale. Very, very nice. And then with your next out breath, slowly, slowly release. So we're going to move on to the other side. So the left foot comes down, take the right foot, place it in the center of your left thigh. The right knee is opening to the side. And as you do that, make sure that your hips stay leveled. So sometimes the right hip is kind of popping a bit further forward. Left hip comes further towards your body. Hips are leveled. Right knee is opening. It doesn't matter how far it opens here as well. And then again, take the option you've chosen to take on the first side. So you can balance it out. And just adjust your body when you come into this shape as well. You can lift the head, move the shoulders further away from the ears, so the rest of the body is nice and comfortable here. In Yin Yoga, we can always think of about an intensity of 5 or 6 out of 10. So we want to experience a stretching sensation, but at the same time, again, we want to relax. Feel free to reclose your eyes at any point it feels nice, or just soften your awareness onto one spot you can find on the ceiling. Draw your breath down into your belly. Feel your belly inflating with the inhalations and softening and deflating with the exhalations. So the breath that we take in this practice, or the breaths we do take in this practice, feel like that constant rhythm of, again, inflation, deflation, like ebb and flow. Few more cycles of breaths. This side might feel quite different to the first one, so you never have to compare sides or one to the other or think you have to feel exactly the same. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. Again, feel free to stretch the left leg for a moment if you have your leg lifted. Flex the toes toward you. Beautiful work. And then slowly start to release. And then bring both knees back toward your chest, or maybe have a little stretch, whatever feels nice in this very moment. Gently rock the body from side to side. And then roll your body over onto any side, left or right side. Come into a side lying position and then lift yourself up into a comfortable seat. So, and then from here we continue with our hip openers. So hopefully your hips already feel a bit warmed up from these first two postures. We're going to come into square pose. So I would like you to bring your legs forward out in front. Start on any side you like, and instead of cross-legged, again, we create a distance, we move the feet away from one another, and then you flex the toes so your heels are in line with the opposite knee, hands on the floor, and then shift your hips further back so you should be able to see that nice square that you're creating here. Gently press the outer edges of your feet down towards the ground. Bring your hands onto either side of your feet, and then start to rock the body from side to side as you slowly move the hands towards the front. And this posture, square pose, or it also has other names in yoga, is for the hips, but also for the outer thighs. So you might feel even more of a sensation in the outer thighs here as you come forward. And again, pause at any point you like, at any point you need to, where it feels like a good sensation. You might notice you can go a bit further after a while. And then soften your palms, relax the shoulders, and bring your head roughly in line with your neck. So we don't want to fully round. We want to keep the head relaxed, so not looking forward or up, but about, in line with the spine. Some part of your upper body might also rest on your legs. You can give a bit of additional weight to come into that stretch, that forward fold here. The closer we are to the floor, the more we also hear the sound of our breath. So that's a nice way as well to slow things down, to focus back on ourselves, to breathe, to feel the breath, to listen to the breath. And every inhale, feel that light rising sensation through the body. Maybe your head is extending forward, the spine is lengthening. And on every out breath, see if you can start to slowly relax into this shape. 5 more full cycles of breaths. It's quite tricky today to get into that mode, that mindset of relaxing, of slowing down or feeling a bit calmer. Then don't worry, you can always here gently rock. Keep the eyes open, maybe focus on a spot again, something that narrows your awareness. As much as you can, try to bring yourself to that present moment, but don't judge yourself for it. You are as you are today, so that's exactly where you should be. Ozzy is his relaxed self, as most days. Let's take one more collective breath. An inhale, breath through the nose. And a nice long exhale, soften, soften, soften. Beautiful work. And then nice and slowly start to walk your hands back in toward your body. And then bring your feet flat onto the ground, hands pointing forward. And then gently drop the knees from side to side. Look past the opposite shoulder. Bring a bit of movement back into your legs here. Very nice. And then as we come back to center, change your legs over. And then you might be like, which one did I have in front? And that's great, because that means you're fully relaxed. So it doesn't matter if you do both sides twice. For me, it's now the right leg forward, left leg back. And again, heel toe your feet apart. So you're creating a square. Knee in line with the heel roughly, outer edges of the feet are pressing down, and you shift the hips just as far back as it feels good. Then bring your body into an upright position, so you're lengthening, you reach through the crown of your head, and then think of leading the way from your sternum as you rock the body side to side, and as you slowly come into that first stage of your forward fold. You take a moment to pause wherever you feel a sensation, wherever you feel that this is where you want to go. You relax the shoulder, elbows, the hands, and then come back to your breath. And as you inhale and exhale, you want to count to about 3. So you're inhaling for 3, 2, 1, belly's inflating, and you exhale to soften for 3, 2, 1. You can keep that count going if that helps. Breathing in and breathing out. Something else that always helps me in these forward folds is that when I inhale, I think of breathing into my back body, so the area of your low back, the area of your spine, so you feel that light rising sensation. And then as you exhale, I always focus on the front body softening, so the chest, the heart, and the belly relaxing. Inhale, breathing in, back is stretching. And exhale, body's relaxing. Remember to soften through the hips, to relax the knees. Keep that bit of pressure through the outer edges of your feet. And again, rocking. There is nothing wrong with bringing a bit of movement into your stillness or more still practice of Yin Yoga. Maybe your neck feels quite tight, so you can gently rock the head side to side. And the more often you do it, and again, I fully understand that this might be your first time, so you're just following what we go through, but the more often you do it, the more you experience or explore rather your body and see what feels nice to do and what helps you to relax and settle into these postures. So, and then we're going to slowly make our way back out. So start to walk your hands back in toward you and nice and slowly find your way back up. From here, bring your feet again apart from one another, but this time bring your hands toward your knees. Round everything in like a big ball. Gently open your shoulder blades apart And then we do the opposite. We open the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades in, look up towards the ceiling. Very, very nice. And then from here, come forward onto all fours. We're going to move into tabletop. From tabletop, we come into our first, I would say, more challenging stretch, our lizard lunge. The right foot steps forward. To come into this posture, have your feet to your knees about hip width apart. Lift your left knee for a moment and shift it as far back as you like. Then drop the knee again. Keep your right knee over the right ankle. Untuck your toes. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot and wiggle the right foot to the far outside of your mat. Now from here, you can start to walk your hands forward. And this might give you enough of a sensation again through the hips, the inner thighs. You can start to lower your elbows down. You might have something close by to bring your elbows onto, to bring your forearms into a bit of a resting posture. It's not about how far you're going, remember, it's about how well you're breathing and how you are experiencing this posture. So you can stay up here, you can just see how the body feels, or you can slowly start to lower down. And as you lower down, or again, start to rest your forearms towards the mat, have a look what your left foot is doing and see if you can bring your foot in line with the knee, the left knee. This time you can relax your head completely, so you can allow your head to hang heavy. Keep the shoulders away from your ears, your right knee pointing forward, the left foot gently stretching back. So think of that kind of away motion, right foot away from the left foot. So you're creating space in the inner thighs, space for the hips. If you're up on your hands, make sure your elbows are gently bent. And again, for a few more rounds, just reconnecting to the breath, allowing the body to soften and relax into this shape. Keep a bit of downward pressure through the feet, but relax your hips with every single out breath. Think of your hips finding a bit more heaviness, a bit more softness. If you were on your forearms, slowly start to make your way back up. And for everyone, come onto your fingertips. Open your chest, your heart forward. And then from here, we're going to transition onto the other side. So start to take the hips slightly back. So you can bring a bit of weight off your right foot. And then we're going to turn. So you're going to gently, mindfully, listen to your hips, move your way over onto the other side. If this was too confusing, you just step the left foot forward, don't worry. Left foot comes to the outside edge of your mat, both hands to the inside. From here, you know where you're going. You lift the right knee, shuffle the right knee further back, left knee in line with the heel, and then again, start to walk your hands forward. Option to lower down onto the forearms. Look at your right foot, keep it in line with the left right knee. And then keep visualizing the crown of your head reaching forward. So imagine this line running from the right heel all the way into the crown of your head, keeping the body open, nice and long. Try to focus on lengthening your exhale. If you have a pet close by that you're practicing with, it's always so good to look at them because they are breathing. They remember to breathe well. For us, it's always more of a challenge to really stay with the breath, stay focused, and kind of keeping a deep belly breath going. So you can look at them, be reminded how calm we can be. And again, eyes open or closed for you, whatever feels more natural during that practice. Couple more breaths here. And again, if you were down on your forearms, take it slow, one hand after the other, lift yourself back and up. And then for everyone, shift your hips back, come out of your lizard lunge. And we're going to take a quick downward facing dog here to bring some movement back into the legs. So the hands are forward, toes are curled under, and then start to lift the hips. Keep the knees bent here, and then start to move one knee to the chest after the other. Bring a bit of movement back into your legs, back into your hips. And then from here, slowly descend your knees back down to the earth. And for our last posture for today's practice, Balasana, child's pose. You can now bring your big toes together. Depending on how your hips feel now, you can open the knees quite far apart to keep that hip stretch going. Come onto your fingertips, start to walk your hands to the top of your mat. And then once you feel that you've reached this distance, take a nice long inhale, really lift your body away from the mat, breathe in, look forward, and with your out breath, start to soften the forehead down towards the ground. Again, if it's lifted, it doesn't matter, just make sure you can soften through the shoulders. If the forehead is resting, have a look that your neck stays nice and long, the hips are towards the heels. And then take another moment to re-lengthen your arms away from the body. So you really feel that your low back is stretching, the hips are opening. And then completely soften your elbows down towards the ground. So again, you're back in a diamond shape. If you would like, you can bring your hands into a little mudra, your index fingers, your thumbs together into a diamond shape. Elbows apart, shoulders soft. And especially for this last posture, for this resting posture that we have in yoga, see if you can completely let go. So instead of thinking about the shape you're in or how you have to hold yourself, allow your hips to feel really heavy. The knees to gently press down towards the earth. The elbows to feel heavy. The hands and shoulders relax. Skin of your forehead is softening. And this time is there for you to find your ultimate rest at the end of your practice. You really deserve it. And remember that you have taken this time out for yourself, so you can find this stillness and this calm. Quite often the mind wants to be somewhere else, and it's practice to stay present, but the more we do it, the easier it gets. Remember to breathe well. Stay here for as long as you like. Have a nice and relaxed rest of your day. Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe and like the video if you did. From my heart to yours. Until next time, namaste.